Number one tip to be here now. I'm going to tell you in a minute. If you don't know who I am, Lisa. I'm the dream doula for women, and I help you live your best life. And one of the ways is wisdom teachers have been telling us for eons. Be here now. Be in the present moment. Be right in the moment. But how do we do this in our busy life when we have a 3-second attention span? Before I tell you, I want to tell you a story. I remember a particular moment in time where I was really present. I was really there. And I was working on a boat in Alaska, and it was cold and snowy everywhere, and the boat had just come in to shore, and the fish in the hold was kind of rotten. It smelled bad. Ew, you might say. Well, my friend and I went up the hill, and we sat behind a big rock. This big rock shielded us from the cold wind. There was snow everywhere. It was cold wind, cold air in our faces. And he handed me something out of his pocket. He said, "Here, smell this." And it was the tip of a cottonwood tree. If you've ever smelled the way cottonwood trees smell in the spring, it's so beautiful. And suddenly, I was not worried about the stinky boat. I was just sitting in a warm place on a cold day, smelling something beautiful and hanging out with someone I loved. So years later, I can go back to that moment. That's one trick. But really, how are you going to be here, now, anytime? Use all of your senses. My memory, I can remember what temperature it was. So I was feeling the feelings on my skin. I can remember what it smelled like. So I'm using my smell. Sometimes you have a moment and you're tasting something delicious. You can really be there in the moment of that flavorful explosion in your mouth. Sometimes it's a physical sensation. You might just get a hug from your grandmother or a beloved that just feels so soulful and beautiful. You can be there, right then. So I invite you to try this today. Try to pull your attention back from wherever it is, like what are you going to do later? What are you cooking for dinner? What's happening next week? Pull it back to now and be in a moment and see how delicious that feels. I want to know if you try it. If you try, please put in the comments if you try it. I would love to know what you did and what the moment was like for you. Because we forget. We're here on the planet to enjoy it. We have bodies so that we can feel things, smell things, touch things. Go play today. Blessings.